Ehsan, and currently I'm doing my Erasmus Mundus Masters in Archaeological Material Sciences. And I'd like to present the shell objects of the Indus Age from Gujarat, accumulation. And this is actually a part of my dissertation that I had submitted for my MPhil degree that was awarded by the Department of Archaeology, University of Kerala. For an introduction, the presence of mollusks or shells in an archaeological site could indicate either of two things, that they are a natural introduction by means of wind, insects, etc., or there could be evidences of human activity. So a study about these remains would facilitate a better understanding about the different aspects of the human activities of the past. The Indus shell artifacts reflect the socio-economic status of the society from which these artifacts were recovered. Within this work, I will be talking about 39 sites in Gujarat that have yielded shell and shell objects. To begin, the species of the objects, a total of 134 shell species were recovered from Gujarat from a total of 13 Harappan sites. Of the 134 shell species, 119 were marine mollusks and 15 were freshwater mollusks. Gastropods, bivalvia, and scaphopods were the major mollusk family that are seen in Gujarat. Turbinella pyrum, Chicoris ramosus, Fasciolaria trapezium, and Dentalium shells are the major species that are seen. A total of 5 sites record the presence of freshwater mollusks, and they are Khirsara, Dholavira, Padri, Kuntasi, and Lothal. Only one site, Padri, it has recorded the evidence of a terrestrial shell species. Kuntasi is the site that has the maximum number of species recovered, and that is 50 species recovered from the single site. So a brief introduction into the shell industries of Gujarat. Nageshwar, it was discovered in the 1980s. It became the first shell working site in India. And the gastropods that were recovered were collected from deep water. So it actually indicates and speaks about the aesthetic tastes of the shell workers of Nageshwar. Then Bagasra, it is a shell working site, one of the sites that vigorously sought after the activity of shell working. There are different areas that were allotted for different stages of shell working in Bagasra. Nagwada is another shell working site. A variety of shell objects have been recovered from Nagwada. Only cutting and polishing of the objects were done here, whereas the primary dressing of the gastropods were done somewhere else. Then Kuntasi, it was a site that was geared towards fulfilling the local demand of shell goods, which is evident through the higher frequency of finished goods over their manufacturing waste at the site. Lothal, Khirsara are also other shell working sites that cater primarily towards local demand. Khirsara is evident, there is a large evidence of sawn shells of Turbinella pyrum and Chicoris ramosus, which indicates that it was major bangle manufacturing and ladle manufacturing sites. So the objects recovered from Gujarat can be broadly classified on the basis of functionality. They can be broadly classified into ornamental, utilitarian, recreational, and miscellaneous. So ornamental shell objects are objects that have the purpose of which was to increase beautification of a person, to increase the beautification of a person or of a place. Then utilitarian shell objects are those that have some kind of utility. The utilitarian can be further divided as into utensils or tools and other utilitarian objects. Recreational shell objects are those that are meant for leisure or entertainment purposes. And rare occurrences which cannot be classified into either of these three are divided as miscellaneous objects. So a total of 29 varieties of shell objects are recovered from the state of Gujarat. And the ornamental shell objects are bangles, ear studs, beads, discs, pendants, inlays, rings. The recreational objects are plectrum, bridge, gamesmen, caps, dice. And the other utilitarian objects are needles, engravers, buttons, knives, compass, net sinkers, ladles, bowls, shell receptacles, shell balls, antimony rods, spindle whorl, seal, a handle of knife, combs, etc. So these are the divisions of the ornamental objects. So a total of 36 sites have yielded ornamental objects, shell objects. And as you can see, bangles are predominant among the ornamental objects, and they are recorded from 32 sites. And they are also followed by beads, which are again recorded from 32 sites in Gujarat. Then rest are lesser in frequency, such as rings, pendants, ear studs, inlays, and discs. And you can see Khirsara, Lothal are sites that have maximum numbers of objects that belong within the category of ornamental objects. Then moving on, this utilitarian objects, as mentioned earlier, there are utensils, tools, and other utilitarian objects. It is evident that ladles were predominant among the utilitarian objects. They are recorded from 9 sites from Gujarat, and then followed by bowls, and rest are meager to like one evidences, like from single sites. Sorry. Then the utilitarian objects are more. There are spindle bores, weights, seals, compass, net sinkers. And we have 2 evidences of shell compasses from Gujarat. That's from Lothal and Khirsara. Then the recreational objects are plectrum, bridge, gamesman, shell balls, cap, and dice. And worked columella comes under miscellaneous objects, but I've added it here because those are objects that have been worked, but the final product has not been reached. And I would like to consider them as recreational. So apart from this, on the basis of popularity, the objects can also be divided. They can divide it into highly popular objects, and this is, the popularity is based on intersite, the evidence of numerical dominance of objects across sites in Gujarat. And as you can see from the previous tables, that bangles and beads are the highly popular objects, and moderately popular objects made of shell include weights, ring, gamesmen, discs, compass, plectrum, bridge, buttons, shell balls, bowls, cylindrical and conical columella, and worked shells. Then the rare objects that are found include buttons, dice, engravers, knife, cap, comb, net sinkers, antimony rod, shell receptacle, spoon, ear studs, spindle bowl, and handle of knife. So the rare objects are important because they appear only as single specimens across Gujarat. And these are a few images of the shell objects that are recovered from Gujarat. And to conclude, the shell objects are the third most durable antiquities after stone and terracotta. As you can see, shell bangles are the most common artifacts that are recovered from Gujarat. So shells are also used for dietary purposes. So even after acquiring the meat, the waste that is left, that is the shell, has provided a wide range of functions. The entire process of formation of shell objects encounters various stages, and evidences of all are seen throughout Gujarat from the various shell working sites. And the effort that goes into making shell objects often make them into luxury goods. So the shell objects that are recovered can either be a luxury good, or they could be associated with religious or ritualistic associations, sacred objects, and also for dietary purposes. And with this, I'd like to conclude. Thank you.